Hello Pisces, how's it going? It's time for your elemental reading today. And today I'm doing the metal ox. This is for 1961. So if you're born in 1961, you are a metal ox. All right? So the first thing I wanted to say here about the metal ox is the fact that they're opposites and they clash. So, but it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it really isn't. And a lot of people don't honestly believe me when I tell them, but I clearly remember 1966. Clearly do. First year of school. And so, you know, it's going to be one of those years where we're learning a lot and refining our skills. Yeah. Um, us metal oxens, you know, we're disciplined, methodical, patient, and we value, stability and long-term, building. And, the fire horse is kind of like the opposite, you know what I mean? It's like they're fast, impulsive, bold, risk-taking, driven by momentum and freedom. Yeah, so, but the thing about fire, it melts metal. And when they melt metal, it refines it. It refines it into a finer metal. So this is going to be kind of like a refinement year. Um, and also, metal has a quality of being able to move quickly when it's melting. So if need be, you may have the ability to move quickly with the metal, in our element. So that is kind of a plus. That's kind of a plus. Um, so, this year is going to try to rush you. It's going to be one of them years that kind of pushes you. You know what I mean? Um, but it's okay. Being pushed is okay so long as you stay grounded, right? As long as you stay grounded, it's going to be just fine. Yeah, like I said, being pushed out of your comfort zone more than usual. And situations may demand a quick answer, right now. I hate that. Yeah. So it's not one of those kickback years. It's gonna be a pretty chaotic year. It's the year of the fire horse. Um, that's for sure. This is gonna refine your strength. So you're gonna come out so much stronger at the end of this year, and you're gonna know a lot more too. Yeah. Now, as far as your money, something may suddenly change. I don't know what that is. It could be some sort of leadership rules or some sort of direction. You may make some sort of a direction shift in something. Yeah. And there could also be some sort of temptation to take risks that normally you wouldn't ever do that. Um, so, I don't know. You don't want to take any. This is going to be like one of those years where you say no. All right. Say no more. Say no more. I mean, it's okay to take a risk this year. It is, but be very, very selective. All right. Be very, very selective. And the way that you win is doubling down on your skills and protecting what you've already built. And let other people chase the hype. Let them chase it. What we need to do is secure our foundations. Also, avoid emotional spending. Avoid emotional spending. And I'm great for that. Yeah, you don't want to spend. It's you look at something and it's like, and you already kind of got this emotion in you, and you look at something and you think you need it, but you really don't. You know what I mean? You don't need it. Yeah. Another thing to avoid is fast partnerships without contracts. So if anybody wants to like make some sort of partnership or what have you, um, yeah, make sure that there's a contract. Otherwise, say no for sure. Like I said, this year is going to come. Somebody's going to try to come to you with some get quick scheme or something that sounds too good to be true, and it most certainly is. That's one of the things you're going to want to say no to, for sure. And make your boundaries, very very visible. Okay, set your boundaries and make sure that they're very visible, so people can actually really see them. That way they'll respect you, and they should understand. It's really a good thing to set your boundaries. Fewer words, stronger actions. And you don't have to explain yourself endlessly either. Stand firm, straight up. No is no. For real. As far as your personal health, stress can build, and this appears, for us oxens, it happens in our joints, or in our bones, and some of us in our teeth or our neck. So you could be having, when you get tense, it could be something like that. For me, it happens in my ankles. Yeah. So, it's a good year to, build up more exercise, a more regular exercise. I don't walk as much in the wintertime as I do in the summertime, so it would probably be good for me as well. Well, I'm a metal ox, so yeah. So it might be good to set some sort of a routine schedule, when to exercise, just kind of get a little bit more used to it. And like I said, this year here is going to be talking about, flexing, not breaking. Kind of bend, but don't break. You know, flex and adapt without abandoning any of your values. Keep steady routines going. Even when life is going crazy on the outside, make sure that you're steady and you keep your regular pace. And yeah, make sure that you choose consistency for sure over speed. Yeah, because the fire horse is a fast year. It's going to kind of push you to want to do things really fast. And as long as you're consistent, you don't have to go real fast as speed for sure. And let other people burn out as you endure. Let them burn out as you endure. Uh-huh. And as I said earlier, say no more than say yes. Turn pressure into mastery. You're gonna learn how to master pressure, which is kind of good, really. I mean, I don't know. I can handle pressure pretty well myself, honestly, but yeah, it's going to be a pressure month for sure, or a pressure year. I mean, but now in February, this is when all this begins, and you're going to feel it, and actually, some of you may already feel it coming on. You might feel that extra pressure building up a little bit right now. But yeah, so you're going to have to make some sort of adjustments in February. The first part of this year is going to be probably the worst part of the year, and it's going to get better as the year goes on. So it's only like a couple of months that are going to be, you know what I mean? Like February is one of them. Yeah. So, it's going to be one of those some sort of something's going to happen really fast. Okay. Something may happen here too with authority figures, or some sort of rule, or some sort of shift, may suddenly happen. And I don't know whether that's for the good or for the bad. I can't really tell, but I think it's most likely for the good, because the best move is to observe and not react. And it says money hold, steady, don't chase. So to me, that's like, I think your money's going to be just fine in February. But something is going to happen to where you're going to have to make some sort of adjustment. Now in March, March is going to test your patience, okay? People try to push you to decide before you're ready. Old conflicts may resurface. But the reason those old conflicts resurface is so they can be handled properly. So that's good. But stand firm without becoming rigid. All right? And, make sure you're getting enough sleep. Make sure you sleep. That'll help keep your stress levels down. Sleep and exercise. I mean, if I go out and run, if I'm really, really stressed and I go out and run around the block, that takes away the stress right there. And then I can lay down and probably go to sleep, after that. After I unwind, because, you run around the block it kind of gets you amped up. So you got to kind of unwind a little bit, but yeah. So, just make sure you're taking getting your sleep. In April, things are getting better, see? The strategy is talking about being strategic and positioning yourself in the right spot. So you're going to regain some sort of control here. And it's a good month for planning, paperwork, contracts, and restructuring. And quiet wins. Quiet wins. Interesting. And this is also interesting too. Slow progress equals dramatic action. So that's kind of interesting. We'll have to see how that goes in April. Now in May, pressure, more pressure, okay, but pressure equals opportunity. Remember I was saying you're going to master pressure? Yeah, you're going to master it. And this is some sort of tempting offer too. Now, like I said, make sure you're saying no to most of this stuff, okay? I'm serious. Some may be good. Some offers that come your way may genuinely be good. So make sure you examine what does come your way to determine what is good and what is not. And if it looks too good, sounds too good, it's not no good. No. Something that is good is going to be steady, steady growth, not something that's going to, some promise of this or that, Now, you don't need to rush into any investments on this month either. All right, so just like I said, hang on to your money. You don't need to rush into any investments. I say no to most all of them. Even some of the good ones I say no to because I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know what is what. Sometimes I get emails from people that they want to partner up with the Rune readings of Manaz, and I'm like, yeah, right. I don't know. I kind of like, I normally say no to that anyway, pretty much. In June, it's going to bring more rebalancing, Work life is going to have maybe some sort of imbalance, so you're going to have to balance it back up. And relationships may demand more clear boundaries. Yeah. Past frustrations may make sense now. And it's also a good month for negotiations and your leverage is stronger. So yeah, avoid overworking too. For sure. Where is that here? All right. Okay, so now in July, you may need to assert your authority or protect your territory. Yeah, so you may need to assert your authority or protect your territory. Straight up. People may test your limits, so you need to stand your ground and just be calm about it, you know? Yeah. And as far as your career goes, you know, your reliability becomes visible, and you know it's a good month for that. But avoid any ego battles. You know, you just need to, you need to just stand your ground, whatever this is. This is, somebody trying to push your buttons or push you or tell you to do something, and I don't know. For me, that just does not work. It just absolutely does not. Uh-huh. Now, when we get to August, that's a month of breakthrough. So it's going to be a good month in August. It's going to be this breakthrough is going to happen through your persistence. So just stay persistent, Pisces. Any efforts that you made earlier, in earlier months, they're going to start showing results. I feel that you're going to be planting seeds this year, all right? And these seeds are going to start to, they're going to start to, show. You're going to start getting something out of them. Yeah. Let me see, where did I go? Oh, we're in August. Okay, yeah. So August is also a good month for skill building and long-term commitments. So just pace yourself. All right. Now, in September, financial clarity, better understanding of what's working and what isn't. And it's a smart month for budgeting and consolidating and refining, refining everything, being very conservative. Yeah. And trust your judgment. Trust your judgment in September. When we get to October, stabilization. The fire horse, the heat, it cools a little bit in October. And, you're going to slightly feel more like yourself. Relationships are going to settle into more clear roles. And it's a solid month for property, tools, equipment, and tangible assets. November, really good month. One of the best months, Pisces. Recognition and validation. Others acknowledge your consistency and endurance. Yeah. So, just avoid overworking, okay? Avoid overworking. Now, December, that's the month for consolidation. So tie up loose ends, protect your gains, and you don't need to expand aggressively. This is not a month to... this is not a month for expansion. It's more of a month to spend with your family, and get rest, because by the time you get into 2027, it's going to be such a big victory, and 2027 is going to be a really super good year for us. All right. So this is just the year of refinement and kind of like, refining our skills. And that's how we're going to win this year. And also through consistency. All right. So let's pull some runes too and see what else. What's going on with the ox, with the metal ox? Inguas. Wow. Inguas is a seed. This is the seed. Remember I said you're going to be planting a bunch of seeds? Yeah. This is very potent. This is something that's going to last. This is long-term stability. This is something that is planted. This is some sort of a seed. It's going to flourish. What else? That's a really very positive rune. Hagelez. All right, so Hagelez is chaos. It's going to be a chaotic year. I mean, the main thing for us is just to stay grounded. And Hagelez talks about the advice of Hagelez is that you can control yourself. You cannot control what other people do. You can control what you do. And if you stay grounded, and stay consistent, you know, these seeds are going to incubate and grow. What else? Righto. And you're going to move forward. Righto is moving forward. Righto, this is kind of like a victory. It reminds me of the chariot. Righto means wagon wheel. So you're going to be moving forward. You're going to be moving way ahead in 2026. Yeah, things are going to really change. And you know, as long as you stay grounded and stay consistent, it's going to be a pretty good year. You're going to come out way much better at the end. That's for sure. So there you have it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the reading. And if you haven't, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Bye for now.